Hello everyone, welcome. Today I've got Cult of One, also known as Ryoko Clagger, and I've got a few news and a few things. So first let's launch the intro. Let's go. Welcome back everyone. I'm not sure. I had a Cult of One and I lost her. Are you hearing me? No, you may need to restart it. Alright, this is a start of technical difficulties. We were just chatting before and I think she's going to try to reconnect everything and we should be back on track. I don't know, Cult of One, are you hearing me? Okay, maybe a restart or from the phone. See you soon. Anyway, I'm gonna start to do a little bit the news while everything is getting resolved. Okay, what do you have? First, you know my site, pitchymango.org. Please have a look. I want to say that I cannot do this show without all my supporters on Bandcamp, so if you want to join them, it's like $20 a year. And you can join and help me run this show and pay some of the cost of internet bandwidth and restream and other technology I need to do, and also to help me make more weird music. What are the news on the Various event? So I've got Bay Improviser, I've got a Resident, which is on this Tuesday at 8 p.m. I think I'm getting a lineup, so that's going to be cool. So it's easy. You go fill up the form, submit a video on YouTube as unlisted. I download it, and then we have a watch party all together. So it's Resident Electronic Open Mic, 8 p.m. Oh, I see Ryoko just rejoined. Hi, how are you doing? No, can't hear me yet. Hi, Ryoko. Hi, Cult of One. I'm not hearing you. Okay, you'll figure it out. I'm continuing on the news. I don't think I've got your site muted, so just making sure. No, it's not muted. All right, we are cool. What else? Oh, we've got a Peak Live, which is going to be on the 16th September, so that's not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, so you can have a look. Oh, I didn't give the link for the Resident, so here is a Resident. That's for Resident Electronic Monthly Open Mic. Alright, pasted. You should have it shortly. And so not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after. I think they start at 7, if I'm not mistaken. So it will be, where did I put that? It will be VIR and Wabi-Sabi. And Wabi-Sabi is on the chat as DB Poland. So if you have questions, you can ask him. What are the news? So there's a couple of album release on Bandcamp. So yesterday was a Bandcamp day, when they don't take their normal fees. So we've got the album from Nathan Moody, which is The Still. I guess that's how you say it. So that's just been released this week. I've got also the album from Malarkey, which is I think X7E4, and Malarkey sent me a little promo video, so let's watch it. Should be short. All right, so that's Malarkey's album that was released on Thursday. So if you haven't had it, you can have a look at it. Let me give you the link, and I should give you the link of Nathan Body album also. Here we go. What else also that I've seen? Thomas Di Musio has released also an album called Balance, which is a collaboration with many of his friends. I don't know, I think there's like 49 artists. So that's really cool. Please have a look at it. Then there is my album, Symphony. I'm talking about it because I'm doing a raffle at the moment. So I put the price of the digital album to name your price, so you can get it, and then if you leave a review, then I'll pick up one of the review, not necessarily the best one, I'll just pick up one, and I'll send the DVD and the Element CD together. So that would be awesome that I get a little bit more review on Bandcamp, and then you've got a chance to get the DVD, which is in Quadraphonic 5.1. So if you want to experience Quadraphonic at home, that's the way to do it. What else do I have? Yesterday on Friday, there was a Colorado Modular Synth Bandcamp listening party. So they invite people from Colorado, and then they've got, then they go over Bandcamp and listen to a couple of albums. So that's quite cool. I think they do that once a month, so please check it. And I've got, I don't know, in like 2 hours? What did YouTube say? Yeah, in about 2 hours, you've got Modular World also. So it's a day off Modular if you want to. So you finish here, go have some lunch, and then start again with Modular World. All right, I think I gave all the link. I'm gonna do a shout out to everybody here. And what's the other link that I want to give you? If you want to join the video conversation, here is a link. Join us on video. Sorry, I talk what I am saying. So you can join us on the video, and then you can ask a question directly to Cult of One or Ryoko. All right, so let's go to Ryoko. So that's our website. Okay, I think I need to do a quick refresh. Sorry about that. Refresh. Here we go, so we can get pictures. Hi Ryoko, do we have audio? Hello, hello? No? Hi, I can't hear you for some reason. Did I lose you? Is it on my side? Is it your side?
I think so.
Oh, that's your side. I can hear you now.
Hear me?
Yes. All right, you are live.
Yep. How's it going?
It's doing good. What about you?
Having a little bit of a technical difficulty. I had to turn off YouTube because I can't have them both open at the same time, but I'm here now.
All right, so that's awesome. Let me see who's online, and then I'll ask you the intro question. So I've got Alphaster, I see that you are on the chat. I've got DB Poland, which also known as Wabi Sabi, who will be on Peak next Wednesday, not this one after. I've got Schmuster, Malarkey joined, so you saw his album, All That's Gone is here. Need for Storm is here. The Tune Girl. Who am I missing? Sensor Music join us. Peronosphora. Hi, how are you doing? Forestin, that's some new names. Margie Helmut. She said hi, Bobcat. Hi, welcome. All right. Yes, you heard your name, Schmuster. Dig that promo. Okay, cool. So here we go. Where did I put this link? Damn. Yes, I put it also here. Okay, I've got my notes. I wanted to say also Alphaster was encouraging me. We've got a Discord servers for what we call our Left Coast Light. So if you want to join it, here is a link, Left Coast Light. We talk about modular synth and everything. All right. So, Cult of One, Ryoko, Clarke, who are you?
Who am I? I am a person. So I was a jet mechanic from 2006 to 2012. I feel like it's an interview for a job. And I got out of the military in 2012 and basically went to art school. And then my life exploded because art school is horrible. And I got into music through art school. I got into it through like kind of noise music, where I was like kind of hooking a lot of guitar pedals together and whatnot. And then I dropped off music for a really long time where I didn't do anything. And then I bought a OP1 right before the pandemic started to take a music class. And then the pandemic started and I was like, oh, what's modular? And so I found out about modular, and then I bought my first rack, and then here we are.
So how did you find about modular? I think that's usually the question. That's interesting.
So modular is really weird for me because I didn't know about it, but I had seen it and I didn't know what I was looking at. So one of the first concerts that I ever went to as an adult was Crystal Castles in Shibuya. So I was in Shibuya. It was like, I don't remember, almost Christmas. And I was drinking. I was at a club, and Crystal Castles was playing that night. And before everything went crazy with Crystal Castles, which that's a whole nother debate, they had brought a machine out that had all these chords in it. And I didn't know what that was. And then I went 10 years not knowing anything about it. And then I started watching Red Means Recording and Andrew Huang on YouTube. And then I saw them patching things, and it like jogged my memory. And I go, oh, so that's a eurorack. And then I kind of figured out that a lot of the music I liked in the 90s was off of eurorack. And then I kind of was like, I need a eurorack. And so I bought a eurorack.
Yeah, that's cool. We had what was it? 1 year, 2 years ago, Ataken from the Tokyo Modular Synth who came here. What's his name? I forgot his artist name, but it was hosting. Rory Shade was hosting him, and that was a really cool. He did a kind of a left coast tour, and so that's a little bit. So I've had a look at the Tokyo Modular Scene. I don't know if you know it or.
No, I don't. I'll have to meet those guys.
Okay, that's cool. So what did you get as a modular, and I don't know, what's your style? What inspired you?
I'm really into like industrial music and just like old Marilyn Manson. I really like Health, which is kind of LA noise rock. And I kind of like to bring those all together, mixing industrial with noise, and then techno. And so I took a few months to kind of look at what sound I wanted, and that's when I found out about Erica Synths. And I found out about their fusion system, their black system, their drone system, and their techno system. And I kind of like had the cost analysis in my head of like, which is going to get me further faster. And so I bought the techno system, the entire unified modular system, and then started making music with that and my OP1. And so I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to probably get the fusion system next. The Make Noise unified gold system I'm actually looking at as well. I thought about putting the gold system with the techno system and seeing what happens there.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Sorry, I'm looking at all the stuff. I put your Instagram site so people can see a little bit some of your modular system and OP1. So that's quite cool. So, but you are telling me also that you're a photographer. So, how do you merge the two? Do you looking at doing album cover or doing some visuals?
Yeah. So I was originally a photographer, so it's kind of complicated. But basically, I originally went to college to become an animator. and the school I was going to was in San Francisco, and that school got shut down because they broke some laws and lost their accreditation. So I had to transfer schools and get a fine art degree at a real art college. And my teacher was like, we don't teach animation here, but we do teach photography. You know how to use a camera, and cameras are used in animation, so might as well go get a photography degree. So I ended up getting a degree in photography, and basically just from there on, all of my art was photo work. So I'm a photographer first before I'm a musician. And recently I've been trying to play with the idea of merging photos with sound. So a few years ago, like in 2000, I think it was 2008, Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails did an album called Ghosts. And I think it was like 12 tracks or something like that. And each track, it had a booklet that came with it. And each track had a picture, and then you were supposed to listen to the song and look at the pictures as the tracks went on. And so I'm trying that now. Like every album cover I have kind of goes with the song that's playing. I'd like to do things with projectors. I've been interested in getting like an OPZ because it's got that image kind of projection thing built into it through an iPad and a projector. And just trying to tweak that and figure out how I could use some of my photo work to go with what is playing.
Yeah, that's cool. Make me think about the the last album from Nathan Moody, The Steelers. That's, I think, is what he did. So he partnered with a kind of a photographer and then illustrated the photo. So it's quite interesting. You're talking about it, and at the same time there is this release. On the same week, so I don't know, coincidence. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've seen you also. So I don't know. I think I discovered you on the Discord channel. Left Coast Light that was started, and also I saw you performing and with a frequency shift. I think that was over the last 2 weeks. I don't know when they run it, if it's once a month or every week or...
I think it's been every week since it started. So it started like 4 weeks ago or something like that. And then they just ended, they're calling it season 1. And so they just ended it. And I think it's going to restart at some point. But yeah, I was on the first one with a few artists, and then they just kind of went from there every week, and it was hosted on, I think, a different Modular Society's main YouTube channel every time it showed.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't know, what was your experience, or what kind of piece did you do? Or
So that was interesting because that was my first time So I had just gotten the techno system, and I had only been learning it for a month, and I was spending like 3 hours a night with it. And when Travarsi kind of talked to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be on frequency shift?" I kind of like freaked out for a second, and I just said, "Okay, I'm just going to record one of my performances. I'm getting pretty good with this." And so I just recorded it and sent it to her and just like let it go. And people liked it a lot. And so the song that I played at the very beginning of it was kind of a rendition of a track that I just released on Bandcamp called In the Future, or The Future Is. And it's kind of crazy because I originally didn't think it was really that good. And then everyone says it's amazing. And so I'm kind of like, there's kind of like this cognitive dissonance in my head where I'm like, am I good at this? Are people lying to me? So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I know the feeling. It's sometimes strange and which is a little bit like the scene we're trying to create with there's like 2 or 3 open mic. I call them open mic. Peak is not an open mic; it's curated, but it's close to it. Try to get the people to be a little bit more confident in the music they make, and then be able to go out there and then get some fun.
Yeah, I think another thing is like if you play your music live, so like you bring everything together instead of compiling separate things in Ableton. The more you do it live, the more you know how to fix things on the fly, and you get ready for performances. So now everything I do live. So every track that I release is a live performance instead of like a mix down in Ableton.
Yeah, I've got. I was talking with Alex Barnett, so he started on the modular synth, and he has got a track at Resident, and so he didn't have the live experience. But I remember when I started also, the first performance, you also focus on your performance. You don't feel the crowd, and then after you get relaxed, and then you start to feel a little bit more the ambience, and then you can interact. It's quite neat. It's a value stage of getting there, getting a little bit more relaxed, even if every time it's a bit stressful.
Yeah, and when you have these types of different instruments, like I just recently got the TD3. Some of them are digital and some of them are analog, and they're all talking together, and you have to learn like some of the problems with those things. So like sometimes my sequencer will like turn off, and you're like, why is that happening? And so you have to be prepared how to fix things on the fly. Whereas if you just kind of only play with it every once in a while, you won't know how to like fix those things live. Because if you're performing in front of like 1,000 people live and something messes up, you got to be able to fix it really quickly.
Yeah, I think that's why you start performing with a small crowd, so you can deal with the technical difficulties and learn them, and have always a plan B, or be confident that you can pull a plan B very quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's quite cool. Checking also who's joined, so I see. Sorry, I'm going back a little bit. Oh, I'm getting a spammer on Facebook, so I think that shows that the show is getting famous. So I think Monocene joined. I say since our music. Matthew Campagna was there. Hi.
Hi everyone.
Mara. I think Mara just changed her name. Unless it's a different Mara, and Alex Barnett also is there. So Alex will have, I think, first show on the Resident on Tuesday. So looking forward to it. So I want to ask also people, if you want to ask any question to Ryoko, put them on the chat and I will ask them on your behalf. If you want also to join the video chat, I give the link earlier, so scroll back and then you can call on the video chat and ask questions. It would be awesome. Also, I think you discovered a little bit the modular synth community. We had at the Left Coast Light, and then I started to kind of explore with Colorado, New York Modular. I think I saw Seattle, and I don't know. What's your experience with the Modular Synth Society? Because I think your experience is a little bit. I don't know if you had that live experience, because I think you started in the time of COVID, so it could be interesting to see how do you get in contact with people when you're all stuck at home.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think how it all happened. So when I first got in touch with Travarsi, and then she invited me to get on her the Discord, then other people started sending me other Discords, and then I kind of started using, like I got onto Left Coast Lights, and then I got into Colin Benders, and then from there I just added, I think, a few more. I don't know if I have the Seattle one, I might. But that has been pretty much the main means of communication for everything. So if it wasn't for Discord, I kind of feel like this pandemic would be a nightmare, because like we have to communicate, and then especially in the modular field, everyone kind of helps each other get bigger and like get more followers and then critique each other and stuff like that. And if it wasn't because of that, like this, I don't even want to imagine how bad it would be, because it would be basically me sitting here like making music and like posting it to Instagram, and that would be it.
Yes, indeed. And I don't know, I'm lucky I'm in San Francisco because, San Francisco has always been the community of electronic
I'm
music.
blind.
Oh, yes. And, has been the community of electronic music. So there's, there was shows and open mic and stuff. So, you can meet people. But at the same time, at this time, I've been able to perform into many cities in the US without moving from home, which in the beginning, is very challenging because, the cost of traveling and with all your equipment and going somewhere else to perform is quite daunting when you start.
Yeah, well, so I used to live in San Francisco, and back then, before the housing crisis, oh my gosh, you would just like get invited to like an open mic or like a live painting exhibition or any number of things, like an LGBT art event or a mixer or something like that. And you would just get on the Muni and then go to the thing, and then you would meet people and take out your cell phone and be like, hey, add me. This isn't a cell phone, this is a pocket operator. But you'd be like, add me, and you guys would exchange phone numbers through your pocket operators. And then you would make your friends, and then those friends would invite you to other things, and then you would network. But since I left San Francisco, and then, since I left Tokyo, I'm now in the middle of nowhere in like rural America, like where I can afford a house, and I don't know anybody. And so it's like social media is an evil, but it's also like immensely necessary. Like you have to have it now.
As you're talking about social media, so it's perfect for me to do a plug. I'm showing your YouTube site, so that's why you can also listen and view some music. And so, please click on it, subscribe. Also, as you are all here, don't forget to like wherever you are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever it is. And also do it for Ryoko. I give the Instagram link, the Bandcamp, and also YouTube. So hopefully, let's get Cult of One a little bit more followers. That would be
Thanks.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, I'm just checking. Oh, does one get on there? I guess, what is it, on the Colin Bender or the other one? I don't know. Alphaster is, I don't know, sometimes is the person who connects people. Oh
yeah, Alphaster and me talk all the time. He's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I don't know if Alphaster cannot. Let me put the Left Coast Light link. And then, join one Discord, and from there you can ask where you want to join next. And at least that's one start where you can talk to people and then ask questions and then start to unravel the community. So that's a Discord link. And then from there you can figure it out. All the other people will talk to you. Monosen, tvfrequence.com, bottom of the page, join us link. All right, people are helping each other. That's so cool. We're getting about at the half hour, so it's more or less a time for the performance. You want to talk about it before, or you want to talk about it after?
Okay, so yeah, I'm kind of like anxious about this one because it's all new. And I'm scared of it because I do a bunch of stuff that I haven't done before. So for this performance, I really hope no one from Teenage Engineering is here because I'm about to ever ruin any sponsorship. But basically, I have a PO400. So before I got the Techno System, I bought the PO400 being like my first eurorack. And I started to hate it, but then I realized that I could use it through the filters and modulators on my Techno System, and I figured out how to get them all talking to each other. So now I'm using my PO400 with my Techno System all the time. So in this, I have a PO400, a TD3, an OP1, and the Techno System, and I'm using, I think, like 95% of the Techno System as well, and they're all talking to each other. So it's kind of crazy. I'm trying a lot of things that I'm not used to. So I guess I'll answer any questions afterwards.
No worries. And I don't know, on teenage engineering would be cool if Marie would join. She used to, I don't know, co-organize a Mockfest before she joined teenage engineering. So, and you know, she's really cool. Mockfest used to be my yearly vacation, and that's really awesome. And you meet all and you meet all the crew and everything.
Like, NAMM.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Mockfest after we've seen your performance, and we talk about your performance. Okay, launching it. that was awesome. Very nice. Thank you very much. Let me see.
Yeah.
One of the comment. Okay, so yeah, Alpha Star was really the bat. Monoscene, love that texture, ambient sound. Was that? Sorry. Monoscene, yeah, I love Ryoko sense of ambient and texture paired with a hard techno edge. They were talking about bat and microphone. Nice dumping, liking this from Alex Barnett, Sensor Music, loving it. Malarkey, very cool. Peronosphora, Yoo-Hoo, DB Poland, nice. Clap, bravo. M.0, nice set. I had M.0, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, yeah, also. Forestin, so good. And Monoscene also some clap. That was really nice. And Mara, I can't figure it out if Mara and Peronosphora is the same person. We'll figure it out later. Schmutz are beautiful. Yeah, that was a really nice techno set. So what was the inspiration, or how did you how did you start to patch, or I don't know, tell us how you got there musically.
So the one thing about the techno system is there's a lot of like intricacies to it, where sometimes you don't know that there's another possibility without going into the manual and kind of going in that route. And when I did The Future Is, I have been trying to build an album kind of around that, like in a kind of a like a dystopian modern take on like what's happening in the world today, and where we're going to be in the future. And so it's kind of a themed conceptual album. So every song that I'm kind of working on right now in that album has to kind of fit with that sound. So with this song specifically, in the beginning, I was thinking about like the first time I saw the movie Blade Runner, and there's these kind of large spanning scenes where the cop car is kind of just like floating through Neo LA, and you hear all these like noises, and then you hear obviously like the orchestration going as well. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to do something similar. I used to live in Hong Kong. I lived in Tokyo, and I've already kind of seen that we're so close to that already. And just where America is today, I was like, let me kind of create an atmospheric take on kind of like where we are in the world. And that's kind of how that patch happened. So I used the PO400 to kind of create like what I'm calling like the phone ringing and then the phone dropping connection sounds. And I have that going through some of the modulation and FX on the techno system. And then I've got the dual drive going as well on the techno system, which if you crank them up at the same time with a little bit of a voltage going through it, you can kind of get these like, it almost sounds like trucks going by, but then it also sounds like people talking when the waveforms hit each other. And then it kind of creates like subharmonics there. And then I'm also producing like even more atmosphere on the OP1 and kind of making more like digital kind of sounds that are similar to like in the first Matrix movie. And that is pretty much the patch, except also the TD3, I'm using its gate out to kind of control the bass line on the techno system. And then I'm using the bass line on the techno system into the dual drive as well.
All right, that's
that got complicated. Sorry.
No, that's cool. We need a little bit of some artistic and nerdy explanation to satisfy a little bit everybody, to know how everything is done. I'm showing on the your picture on Instagram of all your equipment, so people could see which piece of equipment is what. And I think that was more or less patch like for this set. You were saying you've released that on Bandcamp, and this one you were telling me also.
Yeah, so I'm actually mixing it down right now. It's on my computer. So basically, after this show is done, I'm going to complete the mix down, and then I'm going to upload it to Bandcamp. So that'll be released before 4 p.m. EST. And then I will also put this set on YouTube. So hopefully people, will be able to find that.
Yeah, I'm posting the link of your Bandcamp and YouTube. Do you have a name for it yet?
No, not yet. I've got a few names on a notepad right now for the track. Since it's going to be part of the album, I'm kind of like, oh, which one do I pick? So I'm going to roll some dice.
That's a way. Oh, David is asking, do you have any Japanese musical influence, traditional or modern?
Yeah, actually I do. So there's, in Tokyo, there is a form of dance called Budo. And it came about after the war in the kind of kabuki circuit in Japan. And it's this dance where the performers make themselves look very ill or even like corpses. And then they contort their bodies in these weird dance forms to this kind of off-tempo, minor scale kind of music that almost makes it seem like uneasy. And there's this dissonance with the music. And they perform these shows through the dance, which kind of represents like the bodies of people coming out of the rubble after the Hiroshima bombings. And it's just this kind of idea through the dance that like people kind of live, they get sick and then they die, or something bad happens like a natural disaster or a war. And this is kind of the remnants of what that is. And through that music and kind of visualization, I've been extremely influenced by that. One of my favorite bands, it's a Japanese metal band called Darren Gray. A lot of their newer songs have featured Budo dancers to kind of tell stories. And so I'm kind of doing that through my modular.
Okay, that's cool. Alphaser got me the spelling Buto, so we can all Google it and look for it a little bit more. So that's quite cool to mix different influence. Peronosphora is asking also, how long does it take you to do a complete album and release it?
So this will be my first like official kind of album. I'm basically producing 2 songs a month right now. And I'm taking my time doing this because I've tried in the past to release albums like 10 years ago when dubstep was really big. I was like, I'm gonna make some dubstep. And I tried to produce a bunch of tracks together and none of them really sounded the same. And now that I've like taken some music theory classes and some production classes and some Ableton classes, I'm more finessed now. So I'm just kind of like taking my time. I think this album will be done by Halloween. I just don't know how many tracks are going to be on it just yet. I think it might be 8.
All right, that sounds cool. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, and also, album, you progress. I think the important part is to decide to finish it and not trying to, always try to tweak it and make it better. But, but at the same time, it's a balance between, I need to work on it and then I need to release it. And
exactly.
You need to find the time to say, okay, it's good enough for release. No, I'm not sure I'm going to bring too much extra.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm, old enough now to remember the times where a band would release maybe 2 or 3 singles, and then they would release the album. But the way things are today, it's almost like every single I make, I need to put on Bandcamp. And then it's like at some point, all of the singles are on Bandcamp. And then it's like, oh, well, the album's out.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to like stagger it.
Yes. And with streaming and all this kind, it's about keeping the engagement. So instead of releasing an album every 2 years, and you keep on the steady flow of releasing, even if it's one song, or getting some stuff on YouTube in between, or Instagram. Yeah, that's quite cool. Checking if we've got any other questions. So don't forget to subscribe to Ryoko, Cult of One, YouTube, Bandcamp. So by this evening, you should have a new single there for you to listen, download, buy. I saw that DB Poland just subscribed to my YouTube channel, so that's all okay. So please, everybody, do that too. Click like while you're at it, and subscribe and follow, and create the buzz. We are roughly about the top of the hour, so this is when I start to wind down everything. Any other things or topics or projects? So you're releasing this album that will be done more or less by Halloween, but I don't know if you've got some other projects or things that you would like to talk about before we close the show.
Yeah, so I'm actually releasing a book. It's being edited by one of my old professors in Tokyo right now. It is a book. It's a photo book, but it's also an actual book. So it's got about 50 to 70 photos in it. It's going to be released on iBooks, and it kind of talks about just like struggles I had in America and Japan as an LGBT minority. And it will be out, I'm hoping, also by Halloween. So the album will come out and the book will come out at the exact same time. I just have to purchase an ISBN. So right now I'm using a lot of the money that I'm making with music to pay for the ISBN number, because those are super expensive, and then to pay my professor. And then once the book is finished editing, it just goes straight on the iBooks, and that'll be affordable for everybody.
And we'll find it where, on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or wherever?
I think it's going to be, so the links will be on my Instagram and probably my YouTube, my Twitter, and it'll be on iBooks. I'm also going to try to release it on Kobo, which is Rakuten's Amazon Kindle. I'm debating not releasing it on Amazon because I have, like everybody, I'm sure, have a little bit of issues with Amazon's ethics. So it's probably just going to be iBooks and Kindle, and then maybe Google Books.
Yeah, so I guess roughly the idea is please check it on your website, and or follow you on Instagram, and then we'll know where we can find it. Peronosphora was asking, so beside music and photography, do you have any other form of art you do?
Yeah, so this is funny. I didn't expect this question. So originally I went to school to be an animator, and I went to school for about a year in San Francisco to become an animator. And so I only learned just like the basic, 12 principles of animation. And I really sucked at it. And when the school got shut down and I moved back to Tokyo, I started just concentrating on photography. Because of pandemic, I've really just like been trying to like learn animation. And actually on my YouTube page, there's a like hidden file all the way on the side that's got like some other videos in it that are not modular. And they're all like my attempts at animation. And I'm like progressing, which is really interesting. And so I think it would be funny, like in a year, to like animate my own music video, like kind of like Take On Me or something, but with modular. And what I've also been doing is, because like with Star Wars and everything, you can make any noise with a modular system. I've been using my new audio engineering kind of skills to like make sound effects in the cartoons that I'm making, and just like really make them seem like big budget little animations. So that's like the third thing I'm doing, but it's just a hobby.
Yes, no worries. I saw it on your YouTube. Show it my journey into animation study, and I've played with a Blender. Like I've got a 360 camera, and sometimes I'm trying to create some 360 animation to go with it, so I can use that as
I used to have a 360 camera, a Theta, and I recently downloaded Blender, but I need to get a tablet from a computer to use Blender. Blender is interesting.
Yeah, and the latest version made it, they work on their user experience, so they're way easier, and they've got some quite cool features now that are relatively easy to get to. But yeah, Blender needs you to spend at least 10 hours to learn it, and then after you start having fun.
Yeah, I'm thinking about using that. I'm also wondering about just doing like projection mapping and things like that for like live shows for Modular. There's just so much in my mind of like how to bring all of these kind of skills that I have together, and it's kind of almost daunting to kind of look at these like projects that I'm working on because they get so big so fast.
Yeah, and I don't know, one step at a time.
Yeah.
You add a little and a little. Schmuster is saying the Bloom video is good. So that's good.
Thanks.
All right. I guess anything else that you wanted to talk about? And
I really appreciate this and bringing me on, and I hope we can do it again sometime in the future once I've got some more music released out.
Yeah, and what I did once is that I don't know, after like 2 months of doing it, then I did a show with everybody come on on the video, and then we talk about a topic. So there's no performance, but bring back all the artists that had, and whoever is able to make it on that Saturday, and then have a discussion between everybody. So I don't know when I will be planning that, but I'll re-invite you to come and talk with everybody that's been on the show. All right.
Yeah, and hopefully this pandemic will end soon and we can all meet up and do shows again.
Yeah, I don't know. I think next year. I've seen some friends starting to do live concert show with restaurant, so like kind of DJ set outside to, in a restaurant setting. I think I saw like 2 of them this weekend. I don't know. I'm not fully ready for that, but I think it's it's getting started. People are finding ways to go back to a live event. All right, let's go back to all the news. So if you haven't subscribed, follow, like, and everything, please do it. pitchymango.org is my site, so you can learn more about. Please check the writings also. I talk about the modular scene and the history. Mixing up with my tablet. Can't do that with all my supporters, so you go on Bandcamp and you can subscribe. It's like $20 a year, and that helped me to do release and make music, and also pay some collaborators, so that's cool. We've got this Tuesday at 8 p.m. Resident Electronic Music Monthly. I think there's a good lineup. Wabi Sabi, TB Poland will be on it. I've got Alex Barnett. I've got Dylan 909, and I've got a few people, and sorry, I forgot my lineup. That happens. On YouTube, you've got Peak, which is not this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after, which is with VIR and Wabi Sabi. So that's nice, 2 person with an interview. Nathan Moody just released the Still album, which is an illustration of a picture from a photographer, so that's an interesting mix. Malaki just released an album on the label Error Grid, so I've got his promo video, so let's do it again. ear transition. All right, so that was for Malarkey. I saw that Thomas Di Musio released an album, Balance. I think there's like 49 tracks or something like that, and it's all collaboration with other electronic music artists, so that's really cool. I've got a raffle on Bandcamp with the album Symphony, so if you buy it for free, the digital version, then you can leave a review and I'll pick up a review and send the physical DVD quadraphonic 5.1 sound. Yesterday on Friday was the listening party from the Colorado Modular Synth Society. In about an hour or so, you will have, maybe 2 hours, you will have Modular World with a couple of artists, and I think I saw Alphaster also pointing to some other event that are happening today and today later. All right, so okay, I'll put the Instagram and I change the visual. Here we go. So that was really nice to have you today. That was
thank you.
Nice discussion, and I'm glad to have you. All right, who do I have today? Sorry, I'm going back to do the. So I had DB Poland, Need for Storm, Malarkey, the Peronosphora, Forestine, Margie Helmut, Schmusser, Alphaster, Sensor Music. I'm going a bit. Mara, Alex Barnett was there. Monocene. Going to go browsing back all the chat. Say Alex Barnett. Okay, I think that's about the people that were on the chat. It's still your chance here to type on the chat and I'll do a shout out. All right, so that was awesome. Thank you very much. Next week I've got Arbeni. That will be awesome, and he's doing a performance. And the week after I'm having Dirty Bill, which is modular, who does video modular synthesizer. So a lot of video next week, and special effect, and like the old days of video analog effects. So it's really cool. So that's a little bit.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, that's a little bit what's planned. So next week Arbeni, and then after Dirty Bill. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Ryoko, Cult of One, for being on the show.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you very much for joining the show. That was awesome. See you next week.
Bye.